Geno, what did you see in Gabby Williams today that you really liked? They were
I thought the biggest thing was, just how active she was on defense. I think that led to everything else. She started out the game that way, and she's had a couple good days. I think the time away really did wonders for her. So hopefully, we can put together 2 or 3 weeks of this. But it was a great start for this part of the season. The goal, but like today, we got Gabby going in a good direction. So the more we can do that, the more we can get not only a win, but get people playing with a sense of confidence and getting back to what they do. I've said this before. The fact that we're in the league kind of changes it. I think the conference race will be pretty tight. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 teams that it'd be hard to separate them. But yeah, the way it's been a big gap between us and everyone else. But among everyone else, I think it's gotten a little bit better. It's gotten a little bit better every year. It's unfortunate that there's some injuries in our league right now that hurt a couple of our teams, but.
Second quarter you had 6 steals. Is that a point of emphasis to try to jump into some passing lanes and try to get going that way?
Yeah. I mean, I think what we're going to see a lot of times is teams trying to use up the shot clock and try to limit how many possessions there are in the game. So we're going to try to do whatever we can to speed up the game, disrupt the game a little bit, and create some opportunities for ourselves. And we got like 39 shots in the first half. I thought that was a lot. We can come out of every game with 80 shots. That's pretty good. We're going to make our share, obviously. So it doesn't always work out that way. We're not a really great pressing team. We don't. That's not who we are. So we have to kind of figure out how we can speed it up. But we're not great at pressing. We don't spend a lot of time on it, but I don't know that our guys are texting me every day saying, "Coach, can we press more?"
Gino, what did you think of Megan Walker in the second half?
I asked her at halftime. I said, "Are you okay to play?" And she said, "Yeah." I mean, she's been sluggish in practice, trying to get her legs back, and she said, "Yeah, I'm good to go." She loves that corner 3, doesn't she? She's really talented. Everybody knows that, and we're just trying to, again, this is a perfect game. And hopefully this week we can get her in some kind of rhythm, where she feels like this is what I do. I rebound. I try to become a better defender, and I get myself involved offensively in a lot of different ways. I wanted to give her, a lot of minutes today, and I'm glad it worked out that way.
How happy were you with the effort on the offensive glass? You had as many offensive rebounds as they did total rebounds.
For us, that's always a sticking point. We feel like we need the offensive rebound better in general. And today, they came from a lot of different people. So it wasn't one person. And we generally don't do a good job in that department. We shoot and run back because we think it's going in all the time. So it's been a little bit of an emphasis in practice, and I'm glad it showed today.
Do you know what, if anything, can you tell us about Esperanza Hunter and why she wasn't with the team today?
She's got some issues that she's got to handle, and until she can handle those things, it's going to be hard for her to play, and they're personal. So we might have more of an update in a couple of days. Me? I just asked a question. It's a great crowd today, huh? How about that? Not bad, right? Weekend game. It's a great crowd.
I think after you missed practice, maybe they thought CD was going to coach.
Oh, you look at CD's outfit, she thought she was going to coach. I want to make sure everybody saw her in case they weren't sure where she was exactly. So I want to make sure she separated herself from everybody else. I know the Golden Girls was the theme, thank you for being a fan, but she looked like, who was it, Blanche? And Golden Girls. I'm old enough to remember. That's a great show. Blanche, that's her new nickname now, Blanche.
Do you feel like you're getting a little bit more out of Fisa now, like she's kind of settling in and
Yeah.
returning to more who she was last year?
Yeah, yeah. Again, you know, we can't have what we had last year because the dynamics have changed. So it's not going to look exactly the same. We're just trying to make sure that she gets as many touches as she did last season, and she has to make sure that she takes advantage of it. You know, I thought today she took the ball to the basket more than she has, and that's something that we've been trying to stress with her. And that'll happen, you know, getting used to the way people guard her now, and having Z in the game. To find other ways to score other than just run into the lane, because we have more options now in the lane. So, but today was a great step for her.
You know, you've done a lot of travel, hit a lot of different states. You got 2 more coming up. How is this going to handle that? And how is it different when there's no school in session? You don't have study hall stuff to deal with on the road. It's just all about basketball.
Well, I think 4 of the next 5 are on the road. So it seems like we can't get any kind of homestand going. And yeah, these 2 are not exactly short trips. And then I think the next 2 are Houston and Texas. So you can't get much further than that in our league. But hopefully, you know, all that travel in November, we understand. This is what we have to do. This is what it entails. And you got to put up with a lot of things that happen when you travel. And not being in school certainly is one less thing to worry about. And when we get back to school, at the end of January, we'll have more home games. So the schedule hasn't been kind to us up to this point, but it'll be worth it when February comes around.
Obviously, you guys have had a lot of balanced teams throughout your career, but lately there's been a lot of 5 players in double figures or 6 players in double figures as there is today. Have you been really happy with the way the teams move the ball around?
We have stretches where the ball moves great, yeah. It's good when we've got a lot of people making threes, you know. That allows us to stretch the floor out a lot and create openings in the lane. And Gabby's a big part of that, you know, because she touches the ball a lot. So when she's on top of her game and she's moving the ball like she was today, then we get an awful lot of good things happen. We've always been the kind of program that puts the ball in our forwards' hands and asks them to make plays. So a lot of it is on Gabby. So when she's on top of it like she was today, it's really hard to keep up with our offense.
You had said you thought the break was good for Gabby, just getting home and relaxing. Do you think she was just putting too much pressure on herself because it's the senior year and she just needed to clear her head?
Maybe. I think seniors aren't quite sure how to handle it. Relax and just enjoy it, which is one way to do it. Try to make it the best ever. Sometimes gets in the way of things. Being worried about the future gets in the way of things. Now each individual does it differently, and the one thing we try to stress is it's coming whether you stress over it or not. So let's just try to play, and that's easier said than done, but I think getting away from it for a little bit really, really helped. And she's always put a lot of pressure on herself. That's been since day one.